Dear students, so now let's discuss about VAM or Vogel's approximation method. So we are going to solve a transportation problem using Vogel's approximation method. So this is the destination. Fine. Okay. We discussed how to solve it using northwest corner rule and least cost method. Now this is considered as one of the most appropriate method, that is Vogel's approximation method. Okay. So for this, you have 4 destinations A, B, C and D. You have sources 1, 2 and 3. Supply is given, demand is given. Now, before solving this particular problem using VAM, you need to construct a row difference column and column difference. Okay, you should know what is row difference and what is column difference. Only using that we can solve this. Now for that, first let's consider the first row. Okay, now check for the smallest element in the first row. So here the smallest element is 1. Okay, the next smallest element is 3. So first it is 1 and 3, right? So now we have to find the difference of these two. 3 minus 1. So you will get 2. So you can write 2 corresponding to this particular row. Fine. 3 minus 1 is 2. Now the next is similarly, second row when you consider, smallest element is 2 here and the next one is 5. So 5 minus 2 you get 3. Again you have the smallest is 2 and next one is 3. So 3 minus 2, that is 1. Okay. Similarly for column also you need to find the column difference. Now in the first column if you take 2 is the smallest, 3 minus 2 is 1. Then 1 is the smallest in the second column, 3 is the next element. So 3 minus 1 is 2. Here 5 minus 3 is 2 and 4 minus 2 is 2 again. Now these things, that is the row difference and column difference, it is told as the penalty. Okay, now we have these many penalties here. Now check for the highest penalty. So the highest penalty is 3. It is corresponding to the second row. Now take the second row, which is the smallest element. The smallest element is 2. So now we are going to allocate the value in 2. Fine. So since 2 is the smallest, you will be allocating the value. Now check for the demand. Demand is 250 and the supply is 400. So since 250 is lowest value, you put 250 here and you put 0. So 400 minus 250 is 150. Okay. Now since this column is 0, you can strike off this particular column. Just like how we did for the least cost method and northwest corner rule. Fine. Now again you have these many elements. Now you need not consider this one, this column. So here in the next case this column will be considered as blank because we have already striked it off. Okay. Now again you have to find the row difference. So here the smallest is 1, next one is 4. So 4 minus 1 is 3 here. Again 5 and 6, 6 minus 5 is 1. Then you have 2 and 3, again 1. Now consider column number B. Column B is 3 minus 1 is 2. Then 5 minus 3 is 2 again. Again 4 minus 2 is 2. Now check for the highest penalty. So highest penalty is this one, which is corresponding to the first row. Now check for the first row. The smallest element is 1. So you will be allocating here. Now you have demand is 350 and supply is 300. So definitely you will be putting 300 here. Cancel this and put it as 0. So you have 50 here, right? Okay. Now you will be striking off this first row. Okay. So in the next case, you won't have any element in the first row. So you just put it as blank. Now similarly consider the second row. 6 minus 5, you get 1. Then 3 minus 2 is 1 again. Now consider the row wise. This is blank. So here row wise if you consider 6 minus 3 is 3. Then 5 minus 3 is 2. 9 minus 2. 9 minus 2 is 7. Now check for the highest penalty. The highest penalty is 7. Right? So you consider this particular column. Now when you consider this particular column, this is the smallest element, right? So when this is the smallest element, you check for demand and supply. Demand is 200, you put 200. So this is 0 and here this becomes 300. Then you strike off this particular column. Okay, when you strike off this column, again that is blank now. Now again consider this. So here this is blank. Again here 6 minus 5 is 1, 3 minus 3 is 0, right? Then here you consider this is blank again, 6 minus 3 is 3, 5 minus 3 is 2 and this is also blank. So here again the highest penalty is for this 3. So you have to consider this particular column. Here the lowest value is 3. So you will be allocating here. You have 50 here. So you will be allocating 50, put it as 0 and here you have 250, correct? And you strike off this particular column again. Now see, you have two elements here. So which is the lowest one? Lowest one is 3 now. Okay, so you will be allocating here. This is 250 and this is 400. So you will allocate 250. Cancel this and put it as 0. 400 minus 250 is 150. Okay, so now we understood. So here again we allocated, and for 5 you have the demand and supply is equal, 150, 150. You allocated 150 here and strike off this 150 and 150. So now everything is done. All the columns, all the cells are done. Okay, now we are going to find out what is the minimum cost. How do you find out? Just like in any other method, you have to find the minimum cost is first you have to multiply the allocated value into the value in the cell. Okay, to that of the value in the cell. Okay, 300 into 1 plus 250 into 2 plus 5 into 150 plus 3 into 50 plus 3 into 250 plus 2 into 200. Alright. Okay, so finally you will get an answer as 2850 rupees. So is it clear? So this is considered as one of the best method, that is Vogel's approximation method. Okay. Thank you, students.